Here we go. Stocks by the numbers. Welcome back. Happy Monday to everybody. Markets raging right now, just continuing to climb. NASDAQ climbing up to all-time highs. But I wanted to do a quick update on super micro symbol SMCI listed here on the NASDAQ. Stock, as you see, up here north of 50 and a third. It's up here above the 20-day moving average, and it's fighting to stay above this bottom trend line of the pattern that we were looking at last time. So 50.35 right now, 2.25%. I also want to point out that last week it actually got upgraded by Citi, as you see here. Citi lifted its price target on SMCI to $52 from $37 while keeping a neutral rating. The brokerage cited growing enterprise and sovereign demand for AI-focused infrastructure and noted the company's ongoing efforts to meet its near-term delivery goals. So we're getting demand, we're getting orders, and we're fulfilling those orders. The updated valuation reflects a shift to a 13.5 earnings multiple from the prior 9 to 10 range. So they basically beefed that up by about 30%. The analyst flagged a broader ramp-up in Supermicro's GB200, GB300 products that began in May. While AI and server market tailwinds persist, Citi warned that intensifying competition from Dell and Hewlett-Packard could pressure profit margins. Separately, Mizuho? Honestly, I don't know. Also raised its price target to $47, reiterated a neutral stance. See what I mean? What did I say? They're all sitting on their hands, right? And then as the company continues to climb, as they continue to keep showing more and more demand, more and more revenue, and as the stock slowly shifts up into the high 50s, into the 60s again, then all of a sudden you'll see them raise their price targets. Oh, now it's overweight, $68. Now, oh, $72. Slowly but surely, right? And we know that each little update like that is going to help bring the stock back up, in my opinion, to where it was, north of $100. And my personal price target still stands at $200+ a share. But KeyBank initiated coverage with a sector weight rating, noting the competitive dynamics in the space. Earlier this week, SMCI priced $2 billion in convertible notes. We spoke about that. $300 million green shoe option. Proceeds will support general purposes, growth plans. Company also received immersion cooling certification for its big twin server from Intel. Investors remain cautious ahead of SMCI's earnings report, expected in early August, roughly 3 weeks from today. There was also the Zacks article coming out talking about the direct liquid cooling technology, which of course SMCI is one of the leaders in, and they also speak about one of their competitors, Vertiv VRT, which we spoke about on the channel as well. And obviously we know that as these data centers, AI servers are built out, we know that we have to keep all that technology cool, and we have to keep all these chips, down in temp. And that's why these cooling this cooling technology, these companies that supply that as well, they're going to have to go hand in hand, right? Which is why companies like Vertiv, SMCI, I think, in my opinion, are going to be really big winners. Dell, I know they always bring Dell in, and again, Dell definitely got some orders. The revenue is ticking up, and chances are the stock will probably continue to climb with the rest of the tech sector, in my opinion, unless markets really go through a big correction. But we also did look at the financial health of Dell in a previous video, and if you recall, they did still have a big chunk of debt on their balance sheet. Now, I understand, debt, I know, they take on money and it acts as money so they can use money. I understand it all, but also at the same time, if we're just talking about financial health, and also if we're talking about what just happened in the past, where SMCI stock was, what it went through, how it got beaten up, and now how it's staging kind of this late rally now to storm back, make that U-turn recovery. I think, in my opinion, even still from this level, I think if we get back to even $1.25, $150 a share, let's say we don't get to 200, right? Stocks at 50, that's 200% upside. Something like Dell could potentially have really nice upside, but are we talking what, 25, 30, 50% potentially? And Vertiv, again, could have really good growth as well, maybe 50, 100% plus from this point as well, with this surging demand. But I just think SMCI got beaten up. And that's why I still say, in my opinion, I think it has the largest potential. If you wanted to, invest into a different tech name because you're still a little skittish about what SMCI went through, totally understandable. Again, this is just my opinion. Whatever you do with this information is entirely your own prerogative. But in my opinion, I think SMCI has the most upside. But Yeah, they talk about Dell here. Year to date. Ba-ba-ba. Da-da-da. And they have it as a hold. See what I mean? Everyone's just kind of sitting on their hands, playing it safe. But the update from Citigroup was nice. But let's look at the trend lines again. And you can see this was our bottom support trend line here coming up. You can see the quick break, and then we got right back above it, tested it, and bounced, got off it, and got right back above it. And now you can see that the apex technically is tomorrow, but even today we could have a breakout. So if we're kind of in this upward channel here, I mean, we could potentially drop down and retest the moving average at about 47. But in my opinion, I really do think the stock should break to the upside, not the downside. And I think it actually jumps up here, and we can see about a 10% pop to back to $56, I think, in my opinion. I really do think we start to test these fibs and we break up, get above this resistance. Again, this resistance, which we recently tested back last Thursday. Again, you can see that's going back from the tops February 19, 25. That's connecting to, well, almost connecting to that top as well on June 20th, 24. But we started from that top, March 8th, 24. And you can see cutting across, and bang, we're right back at that point. So if we get up again, that's why breaking up to these fibs, 5603, 6208, and then maybe back to that key level that we looked at where the gap was, the gap down. And you can see how we spiked right back up, met up with resistance, met up with that key level on the horizontal and on the diagonal, right? We met up with the resistance on the diagonal. We met up with the key level on the horizontal, and then we had a hard rejection, right? So now we're potentially getting back above to retest that point. And I really do think we run up to that level and even potentially higher. Depends what the stock wants to do. It depends, of course, if markets want to just stay green every day. But in my opinion, I do think it breaks to the upside, and I think we do see 60 plus going into earnings again, estimated for around August 12th. Of course, we'll wait for confirmation on that, but just wanted to do a quick update on the trend lines on SMCI, and of course, just update on that Citigroup upgrade as well. But that's pretty much it. I'll end it there. So stocks by the numbers. Thanks for stopping by. Questions and comments, leave it in the comments. Like the video, of course, right? Algorithm, leave a comment. All that stuff helps. Share the video, like the video. And subscribe to the channel. That's our handshake agreement. That's how you help me help you. More importantly, moving forward, like I always say, I understand markets are rocky, volatile, and uncertain. I want to wish all of you success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.